24/7 Tech here, and Huawei's P20 Pro. To say I haven't even made a first impressions on this yet, but I'm already so involved with the camera. Because this is basically the headlining feature, except for the ugly little notch, which, you know, at this point I'm just sick and tired of. But, you know what does make it up for me is this camera. It's such a cool lens. Without further ado, don't forget to like this video. Let's get this to 50 likes and 1,000 views. And subscribers, come on, we got this. We're gonna build the strongest tech channel in the world. Like, period, that is happening. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know why, but that's just how it's gonna happen. Anyways, how about the features? Well, first of all, as you might have heard, this is the DxoMark topper. It comes in at a score of 109, as you could see right here. And even the smaller P20 comes in at 104, which is well above Galaxy S9's 99, iPhone X's 97, and Pixel 2's 98. So clearly DxoMark thinks that this camera is awesome. And Huawei is taking that to some advertisement levels. But at this point, I feel like DxoMark is just like, you can team up with DxoMark and they might even cheat and give you a higher one, because this is too overprocessed, as you'll see in the upcoming things. But here's a picture right here. It's not all bad, actually. It comes with a 40 megapixel RGB sensor, 20 megapixel monochrome, and an 8 megapixel telephoto next to the flash. I think this is the biggest sensor in a smartphone yet. But one thing we did want to see, and it's not here in this, is a wide angle lens. It's not there. How about a quadruple camera for the next P20? Huawei. But this is teaming up with Leica as usual, and Huawei's been making awesome cameras. And it does, there's the old saying, and I say it too, megapixels are not everything, but there are something actually. So if you have a 40 megapixel sensor, the sharpness and the accuracy is actually pretty improved over, let's say, something like a 12 megapixel sensor. But, so Huawei's going for the big numbers, and here's just a picture of how the 40 megapixel sensor will look. Looks pretty cool, actually, but, you know, you can't really go by looks. Well, I'll show you a bunch of picture samples later in the video, so stay tuned to watch that. The specs are not that beefy. Here's a picture of it. I'm probably not going to go through everything. Some of the highlights: 40 megapixel sensor, autofocus, 960 FPS, I'd say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Slow-mo. Front camera is actually a 24 megapixel f2.0 aperture, which is really up there. And one thing which I also enjoy with this is there's not one, not two, but 3 times optical zoom, but only 5 times digital, like hybrid zoom that they call it. So it's optical and digital combined to make hybrid. Only 5 times though. I'd rather see it 10 times. But really, I've seen with my Galaxy Note 8 and my iPhone 8 Plus 5 or even 4 times to 10 times isn't as big of a difference as 1 to 4. So it's not scalable, you could say. One thing that it does feature, but not really advertised as much, is the 960 FPS slow-mo. They're taking some cues from Samsung. It's okay. I mean, it's fine to copy if it's a good feature, but if it's something like the notch, then you might want to skip on that. But yeah, it's one of the better ones. And the design, the camera is placed just like the iPhone X, right on the top left corner. It looks pretty cool. The flash is on the bottom, and it's fine. The design is cool, and it looks pretty darn good. But this is what everyone was sort of, I think, hating on me for my Galaxy S9 camera review. One, I didn't really give you guys a lot on that. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But here are some sample pictures of how the Huawei P20 Pro looks. Well, look at this. All of these are on Huawei's website. If you're going to go check on it, there's a credit link in description. I always put the credits if I use any pictures, just saying. Some people were asking me that in the comments. Here's a picture of it in low light. Looks absolutely awesome. Here's a scenery shot. It looks so good. And I'd say low light is a really big improvement, probably because of that 1.6 f1.6 aperture. Here's another picture of a motorcycle. This isn't as impressive, but looks awesome. But as you know, these are not as good as something you would see in real life because they always alter it somehow. And they give you some details, some different things. But yeah, there's just a picture of it. And last but not least, here's an awesome scenery shot. This looks absolutely perfect for my taste, I'd say. Like, even if there's overprocessing, at least they make it look good. That's the thing. How about the availability? Well, as I live in the United States too, you cannot buy this here because Best Buy is cutting sales with Huawei. But you can probably pick it up with some small carrier, but mostly you're probably with the big four: Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon. So in the USA, I'm so sorry, but you can't buy it on your big carrier, so you probably have to buy it unlocked, which will sort of get into our price category. The P20 itself is $800, and the P20 Pro is a whopping $1,100. And since they don't sell this in the US, if you want to buy it, you have to buy it unlocked, and that's $1,100 out flat. And this is not the most expensive smartphone, but the most expensive flagship smartphone now. Used to be the iPhone 10, now it's this. But I'd say the $300 you're paying is just for a beefier battery or something like that. But the camera is awesome no matter what. But the price you pay for is just a little out of my mind. Because when you buy a phone, you have to factor the other stuff, which is just not that great for Huawei at this point. So yeah. So that's my impressions. I think this is probably the best camera out there now. Used to be the Galaxy S9. I still probably will go to that as a smartphone, but this is probably the camera you would go for. Thanks for watching. Drop a like down below. Let's get 50 likes. Subscribe right up there. 300 subscribers by the end of April. We can do it, guys. Let's get this video to at least 1,000 views, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.